it the life of an African person, be it in America?
You make a little money if you are busy. To understand that part of that money is going to business, and a little part is what you're going to spend. But then now it's kind of, they make a little money and they spend 100% of that. So they always say, don't let those who cannot do it talk you out of doing it. You see?
Wow.
Yes.
How is it like to be like, you know, you have been building your house while at least you are in America? What are the challenges that maybe that you have faced so far, like in terms of building while at least you are not here?
Yes. So, but, you know, of course, I can't speak for others. Other people feel like, you know what, they do things differently. Not that it's wrong, but that's just the way they are. Wow. You see, we are all different, you know, human beings. So
how are you, sir?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. How's the Zimbabwean?
Oh yeah, Zimbabwe. I'm enjoying my life here. I mean, my time here, I'm enjoying it. Came last week.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah.
How was the journey from America to Zimbabwe?
Well, long, of course, but if you're going home, you know, you are rejuvenated, you know, so you don't even feel it.
Wow.
But yeah, it was a long trip.
When was the last time you came here?
Last year in August.
Oh, last year? Wow.
Yeah, I was here last year in August. We try to come, since we started building, we try to come every year.
Okay, every year maybe you come out and what?
Yeah.
So you're working in America?
Yeah, I'm based in the United States. That's where I work.
And how long have you been in America?
28 years now.
Wow.
28 years.
And I think from 28 years I was not even born.
You were not even born, yeah, you know, see.
But it seems like you are still sound like in Zimbabwean. Why did you spend like 28 years?
Yes, you know, one of the things I said to myself is, even though I'm going to America, I'm not gonna change my identity.
Wow.
You know, I'm not gonna try to sound like an American. So I maintain my accent, I maintain everything because I am Zimbabwean. Wow. You know, so that piece of my identity is very, very important. I don't want to lose that. You know, so I said to myself, yes, yeah. So you don't even like, you know, that, you know, I'm not based in the for you know.
That's true. You won't even tell.
Yeah.
So how is it the life of an African person, be it in America?
Yeah, well, so again, not trying to generalize, but one of the things with America is, you know, it's a land of opportunities.
Wow.
I'm blessed that, you know, I got the opportunity that I got, you know, doing fairly well. But other people might have different experiences. You know, of course, it's a foreign country. It's never the same as your own country. So there's always some challenges there. But as long as you are willing to work hard, you play by the rules, you know, you don't, you know, of course, break laws. You know, you do what you're supposed to do. Yes, you're going to be rewarded. You know, one of the things again with America is they don't care what your last name is. They don't care what your accent is. Okay. Yes, if you are competent, if you are good at what you do, you'll be given a chance.
Wow.
You know,
wow. And I think it's something that will uplift you.
Yes. See, like myself, of course, I graduated after I did my PhD. I applied for a job just like anyone else. I was given a chance. I went for an interview. By the way, I teach. I'm a professor at a university. Okay. And I was hired. I've been at that university ever since. Over the years, I've been promoted from assistant professor to full professor. Wow. You know, so again, I don't sound American. My accent is not American. You see, the point being, like, you know, yes, if you're good at what you do, you know, you're gonna be given a chance. And you know, one thing that I like about it, you know, when you go to America, then you sound like a Zimbabwean. It means also you are even representing the people in Zimbabwe. Definitely, yes. Because they would want to know, where do you come from? Yes, exactly. And they love that. They love to know. You see, like, you know, to learn about different cultures. That's right. Because you see, if you change your identity, I feel like if I change my identity, that's faking. That's true. Yeah, I'm faking because that's not authentic. So in general, people don't like fakeness. They like authenticity. So I said to myself, and again, you know, my colleagues, you know, they are always asking questions about my culture.
That's
I was sharing with Kevin that in my department I even kind of shared with them family background, where we came from, and they even call me Moff.
Wow.
Yes, yeah, I said, that's me. You say, oh, Moff. Yeah, because I'm not running away from that.
That's true.
Because think of it, if you have like an American coming to Zimbabwe for 20, 30 years,
yes,
they're not gonna change who they are.
That's
or try to speak like you can learn the language but still maintain your identity.
Yeah.
You see, so identity is a big part of who I am. I believe like if you maintain your identity, you'll be able to achieve.
And what's very funny is even in Zimbabwe, we've got people who never been to America, but they want to sound like America.
Yeah, I've come across some of those, and again, I don't want to be judgmental. People make choices, right? They make choices. They regarding who they want to be. But yes, I've made that observation.
It's my first time to meet someone who says I've been out of the country, working out of the country for more than maybe 10 years. With what you have achieved for 28 years, would you say maybe even in 5 years would you have achieved the same thing that we have achieved so far?
Good question. Yes, I'm grateful of the opportunities I got in years. I feel like if I had not received that opportunity, and by the way, one of the things I always let me use this opportunity to thank my brother, firstborn in our family.
Okay.
He's the one who paved the way for me.
Wow.
And my other siblings, right? He's my hero. I always tell him he's my hero.
What is his name?
Wilmore.
Yeah,
I hope he's gonna watch this video.
That's
But yeah, so I wanna say getting that opportunity, right? Of course, I don't know what other opportunity I would have gotten if I had not. You see, it would have been different opportunities,
yes,
not the same, but maybe another opportunity which will make me, shape me into something else, right?
Yes.
But talking specifically about this particular opportunity, definitely I don't think I would have gotten this opportunity to be able to do what I'm doing right now if I had not gone to America. Yeah.
And seeing America as someone who's been there for a long time, viewing America and viewing Africa, would you say there are opportunities in America and compared to Africa as jobs?
Well, okay, so again, talking about what type of opportunities. I believe every country there are opportunities, right? But there could be different opportunities. But the thing with America is, of course, it's the biggest economy in the world, right? So naturally, it means there are a lot more opportunities there than anywhere else. And also, it's an open society. The openness, they accept people from different countries, different cultures. So in that regard, I would say, you are likely to have a lot more opportunities there than maybe, elsewhere, especially African countries, because most economies in Africa, they are not as big as American economy, right? And naturally, if, the economy is small, what it means is a lot more people are competing for small piece of cake.
That's
right. So because of that, it means everything gets limited, opportunities are limited also. So I would say in that regard, a lot more opportunities there.
Viewing you and your status when it comes to money, because we feel like everyone, if they build in Borodale, they've made it. In Zimbabwe, as content creators, most of the time we knock doors, say I want to do something like this and something like this, but you coming from America, you find it well to invite us to come here and share the information that you have. What is it like? How do you view in terms of that? Because some of the people, they don't allow us.
Yeah, again, it's people make choices, right? We all live different lives.
Yes.
One of the things, my wife and I, we are open.
Wow.
We are, I mean, like, we are who we are. We are not going to fake it. We are not going to. So if we say, you know, kind of share information with people, we genuinely want to share. We are not say, oh, you know what, because we just want to keep this information to us. We just, you know, we don't want anyone else to benefit. No, we are not like that.
Yes.
We want to share. We want to help others. You know, our YouTube channel we started, you know, a couple years ago, and we've been sharing information with people, and people have reached out to us asking questions about the process, about contractors, suppliers. We are willing to share. You know, challenges we faced, we are willing to share. We are, I mean, like. And, you know, people make whatever judgment they want to make. We don't care. That's you know, yes, we, we feel like that's how we live our life. Yes. So, but, you know, of course, I can't speak for others. Other people feel like, you know what, they do things differently. Not that it's wrong, but that's just the way they are. You see, we are all different, you know, human beings. So, yeah, we live lives differently.
So maybe for someone who's older than me, be it that you maybe there are young ones like me that are watching, be it an advice, a life advice that would you give them, what it would be?
Yeah, what I said earlier. You see, identity is one of the most underestimated trait of human being. Your identity start with, you know, you see, be proud of who you are. You know, you see, one of the mistakes that people think make is, you know, they say, okay, I want to be like him. It's okay to get inspired.
Yes.
But they can only be that individual, right? So use that to inspire you within your own self.
Wow.
The way you are, you have so much talent.
That's true.
Don't underestimate yourself.
Wow.
So, yeah, as long as you stay focused, work with goals. Don't just work blindly. Set the goals for yourself. What do you want to achieve? What do you want to achieve, like within a year, in 2 years, in 5 years? What exactly do you want to achieve? And then work towards that goal. But as you work towards that goal, you should also understand your constraints you are operating with. You know, I have a quantitative background, so we talk of what we call objective function. If you write an objective function, that objective function is only true within given constraints.
Okay.
Yes. We are saying this objective function, that equation is going to hold true if A and B are in place. So now understand what those constraints are.
That's true.
Yes, I might want to build a humongous mansion somewhere.
Yes.
But the constraints might be my financial resources.
That's true.
The constraints might be the land. Because, see, so, but as long as you understand, then you say, okay, I want to do this, and what are the constraints? And that will help you now kind of move you towards your goal. You know, and don't try to be like anyone else. You know, the way you are or the way they are, these youngsters, you are adequate. You can achieve greatness, but what you need to do is to focus. Don't get distracted. You know, yes. Don't let other people talk you out of doing something that you want to do.
Yes.
Right? So they always say, don't let those who cannot do it talk you out of doing it. You see?
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
You know, and you know, yeah, you achieve your goals. Discipline.
Yes.
Now, don't focus on these side shows, things that easily distract you. But stay disciplined. And when we say discipline, we mean, you know, discipline is a broad term. Financial discipline, you know, discipline can apply to behavior, all those things. Stay disciplined in achieving, in moving towards your goal. That's very, very important.
So maybe you are being given a chance maybe to change one thing in Africa. What could it be?
Well, you know, you see, one of the challenges, I mean, of course, not speaking of Africa in general, but Zimbabwe in particular, because familiar with Zimbabwe, right? But one of the things that always frustrates me when I coming here is the level, you know, the poor level of customer service, customer care. I mean, like, honestly, you know, it has been so ingrained. It's now so cultural.
That's true.
It has been normalized.
That's true.
It has been normalized.
That's true.
I mean, like, you know, how do you conduct business when you don't return phone calls, when you don't respond to messages, when you don't give updates, when you do those things, you know, and when you try to make follow-ups, you know, they get upset.
Wow.
I mean, like, you know, see, so, I mean, I would say, like, you know, that's one thing that's, you know, so frustrating. And, you know, talk to diasporans. Most of the diasporans will tell you that, you know, doing business here is not easy, or doing projects here is not easy.
Yes.
You know, the environment, there are other challenges, but, you know, that for me, when you're dealing with humans, yeah, it's a big, big challenge, you know, because people want to make quick bucks, give them deposit, they disappear. And then they come after 3-4 weeks and, you know, without, again, that's lack of focus I was talking about.
That's right.
You make a little money if you are busy. To understand that part of that money is going to business. And a little part is what you're going to spend. But then now it's kind of, they make a little money and they spend 100% of that. Now they're going to wait until they find another job that will give them deposit to start. You know, you can't operate like that. You know, you see? So, yeah, if you stay focused, you know, that you know, you'll be able to achieve your goals. Yeah.
So how is it like to be like, you know, you have been building your house while at least you are in America? What are the challenges that maybe that you have faced so far, like in terms of building while at least you are not here?
Yeah, challenges, you know, they range from like even just transferring funds. Yeah, you know, yeah, transferring funds from, that, you know, we're talking of like sums of money.
That's true.
That in its own is a challenge. Finding reliable people on the ground to oversee your project, that could be a challenge. We were fortunate to have our project manager from the beginning. He was with us, you know, he did a wonderful job. But for most people, that could be a challenge. And, you know, again, you know, finding or being able, like, you know, there's a difference, like seeing the building on a video or pictures, and also seeing it in person.
That's true.
There's a big difference.
That's
you see,
true.
So you always question like, oh, okay, am I seeing the real thing? Is this, you know, this angle? I wish I was on the ground, walking around, feeling it, and you know, those type of things. You know, so all those are challenges. But you know, so is life. Life is never meant to be easy. Life is challenges. So just that, you know, these, of course, unique challenges, but we deal with challenges all the time in our lives. Now, you are not judged based on the challenges that you face, but on how you manage to overcome them. That's what, you know, you should measure yourself against. So we feel like, you know, we've been able to overcome those challenges because now this building now is almost complete. It's now livable. This is where I'm staying during my stay here in the country. So we feel satisfied with where we are now. That's true.
You know, so you said you've been in America for 28 years. So are you planning to be in Zimbabwe, or you are building it? I would like to understand.
Yes. Well, so yeah, eventually, like, you know, I can't work forever. I mean, retirement will come. So we are giving ourselves an option once we hit retirement. I don't know when that's gonna, whenever we feel like, you know what, it's time to step back. We wanna have that opportunity, that flexibility to be able to come here and enjoy our house. And also being able to go back, because with kids now, they are both working in the United States. So very soon they're gonna have kids. Hopefully, we pray we're gonna have grandkids. So yeah, be visiting back and forth, and yeah, visiting places. But yes, we are thinking of investment here back home. So besides this project, we are thinking of other projects as well that's gonna be income generating. So the thing is, we are not rushing ourselves. We are giving ourselves timeline because there's no need to rush. You know, I mean, I can work. I'm fortunate that my job, I can work for as long as I want.
Wow.
But you know, I don't want to work until I cannot walk, right? I need to be able to enjoy, you know, my hard work, right? So I need to retire in a fairly, you know, short amount of time from now, and then being able to enjoy all these things.
Wow.
So yeah,
so
that's the plan.
Maybe comparing, you know, you decided to build a house in this one is Borodale, right?
Yeah.
You decided to build a house in Borodale. Viewing the rural community, what would you say about it?
About building in the rural community?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, like, again, you know, it's a personal choice. Nothing wrong with that.
Yes.
You know, wonderful buildings I've seen in the rural areas. Actually, we have a homestead in Mutoko.
Okay.
But for us, for this kind of project, we just, based on our lifestyle, my wife and I, we just felt like, you know, yeah, this is the best location to have, because we want to be close to all the amenities. You see, if you look at this location, yes, it's not like we are where there's a lot of hustle and bustle, noise, yeah, and you know, it's a quiet. So we pretty much enjoy rural life here in terms of, yes, quietness, ambience, even space.
Yeah, I saw that.
This stand is probably larger than other rural stands, you know. So we have the best of both worlds, right? Wow. We have our quietness and we have all our amenities here. We don't have to go into the city. You know, we have all the amenities, same levy and all these other malls openings this side. Yes. So we felt like, you know what, this is the best decision for us. But building in the rural areas, if it fits your lifestyle, yes, yeah, I would say please go for it. You can't go wrong by any building project. Wow. Yeah.
And you know what? What mostly motivates me. You know, when I grew up in Heathcliff, and I used to know all these places. They were just land. Without houses. And seeing these structures being built, it motivates me that Zimbabwe is doing something great.
Yeah. Yes.
Although we are not yet there, yeah, but we are doing something great, and it motivates me. And you are someone who's part of the journey to mold Zimbabwe as the country that it is.
Appreciate it. Thank you.